welcome back to the channel. As you see, we got the head hooked up on the combine. We're gonna do a little welding on it this morning. Like we said in yesterday's video, you probably watched now. We had this head bolted together so it wasn't a flex head when we cut wheat. We went through it the other day, thought everything was fine. We unbolted it so it flexed. Yesterday picked it up and found a broke bracket on it. So we didn't cut any beans yesterday because it's dark and you know, we didn't want to start welding in the dark. So well for this morning, had a pretty heavy dew last night on everything. So while the dew's burned off this morning, hopefully the sun comes out. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, it may not, but we'll see. We're gonna do some welding on the combine head and see what we can get done today. Go from there. Time to start some beans. And yes, before anybody asks, we have the head locked up. We're a little slow and dumb at times, but never get on a combine head without it locked up so don't fall on you. Make for a bad day, bad times. Folks, we got the head put back together and welded back up where it's cracked at. We're about to hit some soybeans here. And since we're right by Dad's, we're cutting his first, and all his beans are double crop beans, so they are soybeans that were planted behind wheat. Run out a little test strip, get out and do some counts. See what kind of loss I have out the back end. So I'm looking at my grain tank and seeing how dirty my sample is and doing a few adjustments here in the cab. Well, all my adjustments are here in the cab besides my darn, I can't even think of it now. my screens that are back in the back, they're done in the back end of the combine. So I went out and did my count. I got about 13 seeds in a square foot. So I gotta get my owner's manual and look at my loss chart page and see if I need to open my screens up more or not. 13 seeds a square foot is 1 bushel. So we're right at a bushel loss an acre. So I'm going to pop my screens open a little bit and we'll go from there. So I'll be right back. Now we should be able to get to running. Got her set up. We should be able to run quite a bit. The run, it's gonna be a slow go right now when I start because my head ain't got slicked up yet. It's got a little bit of surface rust on it from sitting in the shed. Just due to condensation and whatnot. So we'll get past that, get her slicked up, and then we'll start feeding real good. So starting out, probably I'm gonna run about 3.8, so I'm running a full mile an hour slower than when I shell corn. But once she gets slicked up, I run about 4. I run between 4 and 4.3 miles an hour. Seem like that big a deal, but trust me, if you drove something this big and slow, you know the difference between 4 and 4.2 miles an hour, or 3.8 and 4 miles an hour. You for sure know the difference in it. Well, folks, the head's finally got slicked up, and I'm able to get a little bit of ground speed now. If y'all can tell, but these are 30-inch row beans. So I planted them with that 7200 12 row I have, which plants on 30-inch rows. And since I've got everything planted on 30-inch rows, I opened the field up, cutting with the row. So I had to go with the row, opening it up. But once I get her opened up, I cut across the field. I do that way my knives, I'm not just running on 2 or 3 knives. I'm cutting on all, my whole cutter bar is cut. go with the rows, I'm only cutting about 9 rows at a time. I mean, it's a 22 foot head. If you get lined up right, I get 9 rows. 8's a good number to cut, but just cutting those few rows, I'm only using, you know, about 2 knives per row. So the whole cutter bar's not working, and that makes a couple of knives wear out faster than everything else. So I just pick me a spot. Once I get all my end rows opened up, no turnaround room, I pick a nice spot and I start cutting an angle across the field, like we're doing now. All right, that's jamming the head. That's just too much material at one time. So what I'm gonna do, well, I slowed the engine down. I cut my intake off. So now I'm gonna step on this pedal. Which makes the head run backwards. So you run that mess of stuff out, pick your reel up, flip your switch back, idle the combine back up, re-engage your intake, feeds it right through there. Okay, I know I was doing it. I'm coming off just a little bit of slope, and it picked up a hair of ground speed. The combine picked up a little bit of ground speed by itself, and my reel wasn't matching that ground speed that it gained, but I slowed back down once I leveled back off, so that's why it plugged up right there. No big deal, it happens. All right, folks, we got the first field of beans knocked out. About to stick his head back on the cart, go down the road. We don't have to go very far, maybe a quarter mile, but the road we got to turn on is super narrow, so we don't need to head on the combine going down there. Y'all can't tell I'm backing out to the beans. That's because I got to get the head hooked up, so I'm running some over. That's just part of it. Now, if I would have, drove down there with the head on, we'd have been in trouble coming in the road where that one guy was trying to be in the middle of the road for me. I mean, it didn't take us long at all to get down here, but coming across that bridge, you can't have my head on. It's a little side road. These people that drive like garbage on it all the time. About to cut us out a spot here. That way we got room to park stuff. These beans are Jesse's beans. Well, that's odd. We're moving now. Looks like I'm getting a bad seat sensor. Your seat sensor has to be depressed, just like on a lawnmower, so the intake can come on. I'm having to reach underneath the seat and flip it by hand. Ain't nothing you can't fix, it's just aggravating. So these are also 30-inch row beans, however, they're split row beans, or checkerboard. So how I planted them is I put 70,000 down north and south, and then I come back and put 70,000 down east and west in like a checkerboard shape. early planted soybeans, well, these are full season beans, is that the more coverage you have on the ground, the better your yield will be. So we had went back to split rowing or checkerboard or full season beans. This seems to be doing fairly well. I do got to watch this stuff because the creek got up in it this summer. So there's plenty of trash in it. Just right up beside the road here, there's always plenty of trash and stuff beside the road, you know. People are kind enough to make sure they throw it all out, which is nice of them, you know. Hey folks, so turns out the beans are a little bit wetter than our local granny wants, so we had to go put them in the grain bin. So I'm gonna get down this creek bottom, I'm gonna go up on this hill and cut beans up here. I know they'll be drier, and that way we can mix them in the bin. Maybe it's dry beans on top, and they'll help pull the moisture out once we get the fan on it. And I think I can get up in here. I have to go get a chainsaw, I think. I'm up in here. Here we go. We're here. Bingo, bingo. Get to run on this hillside. Hopefully these beans are drier. And creek bottom beans they're wet just cause it's still it's creek bottom. Creek bottom they tend to stay wetter a little bit longer. To rain tonight and all in the morning and all in a good bit tomorrow. That'd be Thursday, so we probably won't be back running until Saturday. But we will find a dry place to run then. I just need to get my moisture tester out and go out and hand shell beans and figure out where I can and can't cut at. We will find something to do. In fact, if it's too much to do something Friday, we might go haul beans out of the bin from Lampley. That way, or haul corn out of his bin, that way we put beans in it. That's what that might be what to do. Yeah. We'll get it all figured out. It's just, you know, start shelling beans, it's kind of slow like start shelling corn. Figure out where you can be and can't be and everything else. So this here's the last pass of this field. We're going to go back down the bottom and finish her up. Alright folks, this here's where I'm going to leave y'all for today. We'll finish this load up. Leave the boot back to the house before it rains. So like always, appreciate you being with us. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like it, subscribe, drop a comment if you feel like it. And like always, if the good Lord's willing, we'll catch you on the flip side. Until the next.